the Christian lifestyle. And I came to you not with excellency of speech, as if to say, let a man be so excellent in speaking, yet he must go beyond his gift. Otherwise, there is little you can profit the church and the people of the living God. So beautiful speaking, so much as is good, so much as is of advantage, it is not necessary. Number 2, beauty of wisdom. And I came to you not with excellency of speech or of wisdom. Wisdom is another quality which is not of necessity to the Christian living, particularly in the people that minister the glory of the living God. Consider Mr. Solomon. He's called the wisest of men, and we call him the wise man. Look at his wisdom and his glory and his excellence of speech and the beauty of his language. But look to his life. Consider the way Mr. Solomon lived. Look at his book, Echoes, Ecclesiastes, and see the dangers of his wisdom. His beautiful speaking led him to lust, and the poor thing fall into so many sins. And he regrets it and writes much and says, in much knowledge is much grief. As if to say, in much wisdom is much trouble also. So wisdom in itself, the beauty of speaking, the excellence of deliverance, it is not something necessary in someone that stands here to proclaim to you Jesus and the cross. 3, wonder of preaching. And I, brothers, when I came to you, did not come with excellency of speech or of wisdom, declaring to you the testimony of God. As if to say, preaching is so good. Nonetheless, let a man preach ever so excellent, yet if he does not go beyond his preaching, that too is meaningless. So preaching is good. Reading a Bible is good. Singing in a choir is good. Praying and all these beauties, how excellent. Nonetheless, they are not the one thing necessary. You must go beyond them all. An example would be Mr. Judas Iscariot. As you can tell from the apostles, when the time to betray Jesus had drawn near, everyone said, who is it going to be? Is it me? Think about it. If Judas Iscariot was preaching somewhat different to the rest of the apostles, it would have been so easy for them to tell that this is the man who will betray you, because while our business is Jesus and him crucified, Judas is preaching a strange gospel. But they don't know it. And they consider saying, who is it going to be? As if to say Judas Iscariot was excellent, just like the rest of the other apostles. Because Jesus sent them to choose. So that means preaching in itself, speaking in itself, delivering the word of glory in itself, and all these other things we do to administer the goodness of the living God. So much as is good, so much as is ordained by the Lord, yet a man, a Christian, goes beyond them all. No wonder Jesus says, unless our righteousness exceeds that of the Pharisees, we cannot enter into the kingdom of God. One thing you learn about the Pharisees, they were excellent teachers. They were men and women wise. They knew the Bible. And in matters of speech, they despised the apostles, saying, fishermen, they don't know how to speak. You know Paul, when he wrote the letter, he was abused and said, is this the man that writes such weighty letters? He is contemptible. They despised him. As if to say, speaking, preaching, and all these other things which we do is not the one thing necessary. Often there is something necessary, but it goes beyond coming and sitting here. It goes beyond everything that we do. And unless a man attains to it, then unfortunately we are quite deceived. Now, many more arguments may be presented to correct our errors, but these 3 must act as specimen for now. And that leaves us to proceed to the serious business why we're here this morning and why I stand before you. The one thing necessary. But what is it? What is the thing necessary? What is that one thing which is necessary for every man, every woman, every child, every girl, every boy, whether rich or poor, whether black or white, whether learned or simple, be rich? What is the one thing necessary for all that live? To the person in Africa, to the person in Brazil, to the person in Uganda, and to the person in the UK. What is that one thing necessary? To you that sit here, and to all the people that go to church, and to as many that stand outside, what is the one thing necessary? What is that thing which every single preacher must aim at in his preaching? What do you think is that one thing to which the choir must be directed at when singing? Or what do you think you should be thinking upon when you're beating the drums and the people and the instruments? What is the one thing necessary that the ushers should think upon and us that sit upon the benches should consider? What is the one thing necessary? What is the business of every man and woman living upon this earth? What is that one thing necessary before death comes and takes you to a world where there is no ending? What is the one thing necessary? What is that one thing we must fix our eyes upon, and the one thing we cannot afford to miss? My church, Alpha and Omega, what do you think is the one thing necessary? Answer. And I, brothers, when I came to you, did not come with excellency of speech or of wisdom, declaring to you the testimony of God. For I determined not to know anything among you except Jesus Christ and Him crucified. Then, in a compass of 15 words, Paul tells us the one thing necessary. For I determined to know nothing among you save Jesus Christ and Him crucified. My church, my pastors, the women and women I love here, the one thing necessary is Jesus Christ and Him crucified. Everything else compared to Jesus is nothing. Every single thing in the world, be it riches, be it honor, be it the gift of preaching, the excellency of speech, the beauty of language, the